someone to hype me up. Hype me up, need someone to hype me up. Hype me up, hype me up, need someone to hype me up. Hype me up, hype me up, need someone to hype me up. Hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. I ain't got it, but they hands to the ceiling. I ain't palm reading, but I got them in they feelings, yeah. Ain't vanilla ice, but I'm iced out chillin'. Was the good guy till they made me the villain. Was gonna get a room, but they gave me a villa. I got game, Sports Center. 20 bands for the dinner. 20 dips in a sprinter. What's a two up? Never been afraid to play my cards. What's a risk to a winner? Barely hang out with these days. What's a lame to a real one? Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Never turn my back on my guys when they need me. Gotta get respect for my job, it ain't easy. In a good mental state and God is the reason. This is plain Jane season. Fresh up off the plane in Japan, I ain't leaving. They say seeing is believing. Well, here's a briefcase with $1 million even. This all week, no days off. This hard work gon' pay off. I made myself a promise young. I would never work a day job, put it in the safe. Never know when I'm gon' need that. Came here with my gang, you don't know where your homies at. Gave you a lot of game, you don't owe me back. You say you a boss, gotta show me that. Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. I got game, Sports Center. 20 bands for the dinner. 20 dips in a sprinter. What's a two up? I got game, Sports Center. 20 bands for the dinner. 20 dips in a sprinter. What's a two up?
I can teach you how to get paid, how to get by, and how to get fly. I can teach you how to get cake, if not the whole thing, at least a little slice. Honestly, I'm an immaculate anomaly. I'm an organic organism, ain't no ordinary organs in them.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay.
Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Green Bay Packers.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
No run back here on the opening kickoff, as we'll start at the 25. Already here, they'll audible to something else. In motion right, Olave. And they'll start out here with a jet sweep. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now Carr. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Carr. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
On play action, now Garoppolo.
He'll find Aguara complete.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, this defense for the Saints, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points.
Now Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
I got it, I got it.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
The Folks kick is good.
And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side. Because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some dope.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
They didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Garoppolo changing the play.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot, because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Now Carr throwing on second down. This is complete to Michael Thomas. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
From midfield, here's Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Carr going to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Nick Folk for the point after. And he puts it through to extend this thing to a 10-2 ball game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And so far, in terms of putting points on the scoreboard, it's been defense 2, offense nothing. But they'll have a chance to put together a first scoring drive to score around. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable. And you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. On for the extra point is Folk. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll go to work with a little momentum following the free kick. 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. Escaping the pressure right. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation. It'd be hard to say that the defense wouldn't be ready for a 1st down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise. And now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Garoppolo's going to change the play.
21. Here we go.
They'll go again to Jones. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third.
This one swung out here to Jones. And the Packers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on third downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this first and goal.
Jones is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down.
Leads to second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Jones again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. First and goal, no gain. Second and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball third time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Here's Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Carr to throw on second down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Carr completes it. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's second down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now Carr again. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against
Packer pressure, and down he goes. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They're going to try and throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Peyton Turner, such an athletic rusher, and you saw it on that stop.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down.
Throw right side, going to be complete to DeGuara.
4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission.
The Folks kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, is continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
1 second, all that remains.
The final shot here before half for Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau.
Final
with the Packers taking the lead
for
to
the
the break.
second half.
As
Whether
we'll
they'll
head
amount
down
to much in the
Orlando,
game,
that's where
it's
we
already
find our
pretty
man,
well decided.
Jonathan Coachman,
Well, that's
at
another
our EA
question.
Sports
Nevertheless,
halftime report.
let's get you back
Coach.
out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. And a pretty poor return as he will dive to the ground to give himself up.
Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He completes it to Jones.
Room past the 35. Now he's free to midfield. How about this?
And finally wrestled down at the 11. A big play there on the catch and run. 73 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. An inside give to Jones. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Garoppolo now.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
By the Saints. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that payoff in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Looking long for Thomas.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He gets it complete to A.T. Perry. He's across midfield, through the middle of the field. How about this?
Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Saints get a bit closer.
Luntz good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Saints 9.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
At their own 8-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
On play action, it's Garoppolo.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Throw over the middle, caught by DeGuara. And he is going to have the Packers 1st down. They needed 4, they got 8, and it results in a conversion on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
And they'll send Watson in motion right.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo.
He has it complete to Christian Watson.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Up the middle, Jones. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Again, it's Jones. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo down the left sideline.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
And the pick six we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a 2-possession game as they control their destiny in this 4th quarter.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Under pressure, they got him again.
Cameron Jordan so tough to block as he gets in there to record the sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
21.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle. And now defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On second down, here's Garoppolo. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
12, fellas, here we go. 21, 21. 11. I got you.
Garoppolo looking to throw. Touchdown, Packers.
Romeo Doubs.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Packers have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
Now Garoppolo will lead his guys up to go for the 2-point try.
12. Hey, John. 65. 11.
They'll try and throw for it.
And they intercept Garoppolo for the third time.
Jonathan Abram picks it. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made.
He's got a man complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up second and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Here we go.
The Packers take over first and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 46 yards rushing now as he's done it on 22 carries.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Here we go.
The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like
listen, the past bananas, but I haven't seen it. You thought it was over. You bragging ignorance. You lack the vision from sacrilegious. I feel my ratchets. You ever offended my clearly crafted mission with crass intentions. You may have given the credit so that you're safe now. This ain't the end and you might as well go and lay down. Make way to witness the heights are going, I'm fade down. You pray for distance from guys like me, it's too late now. Preparation means opportunity, no? Being great, that's ambiguity, no? Too much at stake for your foolery, is it though? Keep on hating, it's fuel to me, did you know? What have I done? What are my motives? What am I thinking? What do you think? What's to be done? Who needs a motive? I won't be defeated. They don't want to see it, don't want to believe it, but no one won't stop to the most uneven. I'm close to achieving my goals. I'm leading. It shows them everything that I believe in.
I ain't here to fight, Phil.
I got everything to lose.
Cheat codes, I'm flattered, but I don't need those.
I ain't playing by the rules. I ain't playing with you. Show you what these hands are doing. I ain't playing with you. Keep playing. I'ma show you what these hands are doing. Hold up. Beautiful tragedies happen, one for the evening. No umbrella can shelter the way I storm on your weekends. I'm not interested or want to form an allegiance. I'm simply captivated on how you more my...
Yeah. Back in my ways, missing my girl, I ain't seen her in days. What can I say? I'm out in the baby, trying to get